Welcome to all lovers of mystery and the magic of the zodiac signs, here at Secret of the Zodiac. Today, we have a fascinating topic that I'm sure will surprise you, especially if you were born under the sign of Leo or know someone of this sign. Today, we are going to explore why Leo people are so honest. What makes Leo so transparent, direct, and sometimes so relentless with the truth? If you've ever been around a Leo, you know what I'm talking about. They don't like to be surrounded by deceit. They're not afraid to say what they think, and they have no fear of confronting any situation with absolute honesty. But what lies behind this deep need to be sincere? First, I want to ask you something. If you're a true fan of zodiac signs, if you love learning more about the mysteries that surround us and the deepest aspects of our personality, subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to give this video a big like, because every time you do, you motivate us to keep sharing the content you love. And of course, if you've ever encountered a Leo and noticed how direct and sincere they can be, leave your comment. We want to know what you think about the honesty of this passionate sign. Now back to the topic. Leo, represented by the lion, is one of the most powerful signs of the zodiac, full of energy, charisma, and a confidence that never goes unnoticed. However, what many don't know is that this external strength has a solid foundation of honesty. Leos aren't known for being the most diplomatic or soft-spoken, but you know what? That's precisely what makes them so valuable. Sometimes the truth hurts, but a Leo has no problem saying what they think, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. Imagine for a moment that you're surrounded by people who always say what they think, without sugarcoating or false promises. At first, this might seem shocking or even uncomfortable, but if you're able to look beyond, you'll realize there's something incredibly authentic about this attitude. Leos have the ability to lay things out exactly as they are, without fear of what others will say. And this isn't something they do on a whim or to seek attention. It's something that comes from their deepest nature. Leos feel a visceral need to be genuine, to show their true selves to the world without filters or masks. And this has a lot to do with their strong sense of identity. To them, it makes no sense to live in a world where people hide their true thoughts, emotions, or desires. If you're not honest with yourself, how can you be honest with others? This is a question that a Leo constantly asks themselves. Honesty in Leo's case is not just a virtue, it's a way of life. And that's why, even though their bluntness may sometimes seem harsh, they do it because they believe it's best for everyone. They would rather be sincere and have others accept them for who they truly are than get caught up in appearances. However, Leo's honesty isn't always perceived in the best way. Many times their sincerity can come across as criticism or a lack of tact, but deep down, what they're really doing is trying to help. If a Leo tells you something that makes you uncomfortable, they do it because they care. Because to them, truth is a way of showing affection. It might sound contradictory, but it's one of the noblest aspects of this sign. Their love for others is so great that they would rather risk being misunderstood than let you live in ignorance. The great power of Leo's honesty lies in its authenticity. When you meet a Leo, you know that what you see is what you get. There are no false promises or hidden agendas. This quality can be incredibly refreshing, especially in a world where social masks and appearances play such a big role. Leo is the kind of person who feels much more comfortable being completely honest, even if that means not everyone will agree with them. For a Leo, the approval of others should never come at the cost of their personal integrity. You might be wondering, but why do Leos have such a deep need to be so transparent? In part, this has to do with the natural pride they possess. Leos have a strong sense of self-esteem and feel incredibly secure in themselves. This confidence gives them the freedom to be completely honest. They do not fear the consequences of telling the truth because they know they have always acted according to their own principles. This sense of security allows them to navigate life without fear of losing their authenticity. It is important to highlight that a Leo's honesty is not limited to their close relationships. This sign is known for being a natural leader, and a leader must always be an honest person. Leo individuals understand that in order to earn the respect and loyalty of others, transparency is essential. There's nothing worse for them than a lie or a lack of sincerity, as they know that without trust, nothing lasting can be built. And that trust, for a Leo, is built on truth. So in summary, being honest is an essential part of what it means to be a Leo. And now that we have begun to unravel why this sign is so direct and sincere, let's dive deeper into the reasons why Leos feel that honesty is such a fundamental part of their daily lives. Are you ready to learn more? Let's get to it. Now that we have started to understand the heart of a Leo and how honesty is a fundamental part of their being, let's explore 5 reasons why people of this sign are so incredibly sincere. If you are a Leo or have someone of this sign close to you, you will surely identify with some of these traits. And if you are not a Leo, perhaps you will begin to understand this frank and direct nature a little more. Each reason has its own nuance, but they all share one thing in common. For Leos, being honest is not just an option, it is a vital necessity. Number 1, Leos are direct by nature. If you have ever come across a Leo, you know that they are not people who beat around the bush. Leos do not have the time or patience to go around in circles about a topic or leave things unresolved. If something bothers them, they say it. If they like something, they say it too. At times, this bluntness may be perceived as harshness, but for a Leo, being direct is simply part of their nature. They are not afraid to express what they feel, even if the truth may be a little uncomfortable. For Leos, it's not about being rude, it's about being authentic. They see the world clearly and want others to see it the same way. There is no room for half-truths or assumptions. If a Leo tells you something, you can be sure it is what they truly think. This direct way of communicating is one of the reasons why many admire their sincerity. No confusion, no misunderstandings, just the truth. Number 2, they value loyalty above all else. Loyalty is one of the most important values for a Leo, and this goes hand in hand with their need to be honest. If you are someone a Leo trusts, you can be sure that they will not only be loyal to you, but they will also expect the same in return. For them, lies and betrayals are one of the worst forms of disloyalty, and they have zero tolerance for deceit. Throughout their lives, Leos tend to surround themselves with people who are loyal to them and who offer honesty in return. The reason for this preference for loyalty lies in their sense of justice and their desire to build lasting relationships based on truth. If a Leo feels that someone is not being sincere with them, that relationship will not have much chance to grow. For Leos, loyalty is not just a commitment, it is also an extension of the honesty they practice with others. Number 3, they have great self-confidence. Leos are known for having very high self-esteem, which allows them to be honest without fear of consequences. This self-confidence is one of the fundamental pillars of their honesty. When you feel secure in who you are and what you stand for, you have no need to hide your thoughts or opinions. Leos know that their perspective has value, so they are not afraid to share their truth, even if not everyone agrees with them. This confidence gives them a unique advantage. They can say what they think without feeling vulnerable or insecure. For them, being honest is not a weakness, it is a strength. If a Leo has an opinion, they will express it without fear of judgment. This, of course, can be intimidating to some people, but it is simply a manifestation of the great confidence they have in themselves. They do not need external validation to feel complete, which allows them to live more authentically and without falsehoods. Number 4, they choose truth over acceptance. Leos do not care about being accepted by everyone. In fact, for many of them, the approval of others takes a back seat when it comes to defending what is right or telling the truth. They prefer an uncomfortable truth over easy acceptance. This does not mean that Leos are insensitive people or that they seek to cause harm with their words. No. What happens is that they are not willing to live in a world of lies just to make someone feel better. When a Leo tells you something that might make you uncomfortable, they do not do it with the intention of hurting you, but because they believe that it is the truth you need to hear. They would rather be honest and have people reject them than be fake and lose respect for themselves. For them, authenticity has far more value than superficial acceptance. This trait is one of the most admirable qualities of Leos, as it shows that they are willing to take risks for the truth, regardless of the consequences. Number 5, Leos are natural leaders who understand the importance of honesty. Leos are born with a leadership energy that drives them to take charge of any situation. As great leaders, they understand that honesty is the foundation of any strong and lasting relationship. It is not just about leading with authority, but about doing so with integrity. Leos know that to be true leaders, they must earn the respect of others. And the best way to achieve this is by being honest, transparent, and loyal. Being honest allows them to create an atmosphere of trust, whether in their personal or professional lives. Leos prefer to be direct and clear because they understand that without trust, there is no real connection or solid relationship. This direct approach, combined with their leadership ability, allows them to lead others with an example of honesty. If a Leo commits to something, you can be sure they will do it sincerely, because for them, their word is their greatest asset. With these 5 reasons, it is clear that honesty is one of the most defining traits of Leos, but there is still much more to discover about how this sign lives its truths. Are you ready to uncover more secrets of this incredible sign? Let's go. So far, we have explored some of the reasons why Leos are so direct and sincere, but did you know that their honesty also has deeper nuances beyond what we have discussed? In this segment, we will look at 5 more reasons that explain why Leos are so transparent, but in a way you might not have expected. And while Leos are known for their bluntness, there are deeper aspects that influence their need to always be genuine, and I assure you, you won't want to miss them. Number 6, honesty is a way to protect others. One of the lesser-known traits of Leos is that beyond being honest for their own well-being, they also do it for the well-being of others. Leos, in their eagerness to protect the people they love, do not hesitate to be completely transparent, even if it means facing difficult situations. A Leo knows that if someone close to them is making a mistake or taking the wrong path, the best thing they can do is tell them directly. For them, lying or deception is not an option because they believe that it can only cause more harm in the long run. That is why, even though their honesty may sometimes seem harsh or uncomfortable, it is actually driven by a deep desire to take care of others. Leos believe that if the truth can help someone improve or avoid a bad decision, then it is their responsibility to share it. Even though this may make some people upset or hurt, Leos would rather be the villain for a moment if it means helping someone in the long run. This ability to be honest, even when it is not easy, shows great emotional maturity and deep empathy, which often goes unnoticed by those who only see the surface. Number 7, they need clarity to feel comfortable. Leo's need to be honest also has a lot to do with their need for clarity in their relationships and in life in general. Leos are very organized people, and despite their extroverted nature, they have a strong need to understand everything that happens around them. For them, a lack of clarity can be a source of stress or confusion. If something does not seem clear or transparent to them, they will not hesitate to question it and demand honest answers. This is why, when a Leo finds themselves in an ambiguous situation or surrounded by people who are not straightforward, they tend to feel uncomfortable. They need to know what to expect from others and what others expect from them. Honesty gives them that clarity and allows them to make decisions without doubts. For a Leo, truth is a path to peace of mind. If they have to choose between the momentary comfort of a lie and the peace that truth brings, they do not hesitate. They choose truth, no matter how harsh it may be. Number 8, honesty as an act of self-respect. For Leos, being honest is not just a way of relating to others. It is also an act of self-respect. Leos have a strong sense of pride and self-respect, and this is reflected in their interactions. They cannot live with the feeling that they are hiding something or deceiving others, because that goes against their essence. If a Leo is not honest, they feel like they are betraying themselves, and this can affect their self-esteem. Being transparent allows them to feel at peace with themselves. For a Leo, there's no greater betrayal than hiding what they truly think or feel. That is why, whenever they have to make important decisions or talk about delicate topics, they do so openly and sincerely, because that is what they consider fair and necessary to maintain their integrity. Honesty is not just a virtue for a Leo, it is a matter of internal consistency. If they say one thing and then act differently, They feel like they are losing part of their authenticity, and that is something they are never willing to allow. Number 9, honesty frees them from others' expectations. Leos are not people who live under the expectations of others. On the contrary, they are individuals who seek to be true to themselves, regardless of what others think. And being honest with others is a way to free themselves from those expectations. By being sincere and openly expressing their thoughts and emotions, Leos can build more authentic relationships and prevent people from imposing ideas or judgments on them. For Leos, honesty is a way to remove the masks and pressures that often come with social expectations. They do not care if someone disagrees with them. What matters is that they can be themselves without having to pretend to be something they are not. This freedom that they find in honesty gives them great strength and allows them to live more fully and authentically. In fact, Leos feel that the more honest they are, the easier it is for them to find people who truly appreciate them for who they are, without having to worry about pleasing others or meeting external standards. Number 10, honesty strengthens their deep relationships. Leos value deep and authentic relationships, and to achieve this, honesty is essential. For them, a friendship or romantic relationship can only thrive if both parties are sincere and transparent. Leos do not seek superficial relationships or connections based on lies or deceit. They need to be surrounded by people who are willing to be just as honest and genuine with them. Honesty in relationships allows Leos to feel secure and supported without the constant worry that something may be hidden or misunderstood. For them, a relationship built on truth is a relationship that has a future, and that is why they do not hold back from being sincere even when they have to face uncomfortable topics. They prefer to address problems head-on without beating around the bush, to ensure that everything is resolved with honesty and trust. With these 5 reasons, it is clear that Leo's honesty is not something superficial or random. Every sincere action and word they express has a deep reason behind it. But there is still much more to discover about how sincerity is an essential part of their being. In the next segment, we will analyze other reasons that complete the portrait of this authentic and passionate sign. Are you ready to continue? Let's get to it. In the previous segments, we have already uncovered many aspects of why Leos are so sincere, from their need for clarity to the importance of being loyal and protecting those they love. There are many factors that explain their honesty. However, the deeper we explore, the more we find new nuances that show us that Leo's sincerity manifests in different ways. In this segment, we will discover 5 more reasons why this sign stands out for being so transparent, but in ways that may surprise you. Each of these reasons adds something unique to how Leos live out honesty in their daily lives and personal relationships. Number 11, honesty as a way to earn respect. For Leos, honesty is not just about being sincere with others. It is also a way to earn respect. Leos know that for others to truly value them, they must be sincere from the very beginning. This need for respect is not based on an ego-driven attitude or a constant search for approval, but rather on the desire to be appreciated for who they truly are. Leos understand that if they are not honest, if they do not show their full selves, they will never be able to establish a genuine connection with others. Being honest allows Leos to gain the trust of the people close to them. They do not expect everyone to always be honest with them, but they do believe that honesty must be a constant in any deep and respectful relationship. This is why they feel deeply uncomfortable when they have to lie or when someone close to them is not being transparent. For Leos, the respect they earn through honesty is far more valuable than any superficial compliment or momentary approval. They would rather people value them for who they truly are, even if that means facing some uncomfortable truths. Number 12, they are honest because they seek authenticity in everything. Throughout their lives, Leos seek authenticity in all areas. This is reflected not only in how they interact with others, but also in their own desires and aspirations. Being authentic means, for Leos, being true to their values, thoughts, and emotions. Therefore, their honesty is not a forced or calculated act, but rather a natural expression of their need to be themselves in a world that is often full of masks and superficiality. Leos want people to accept them exactly as they are. without embellishments or falsehoods. This pursuit of authenticity extends to their relationships, whether they are friendships, romantic relationships, or professional connections. That is why a Leo is not afraid to show their vulnerabilities or their deepest desires, because what truly matters to them is being themselves. Being honest is, therefore, a way of aligning with their true nature. And when a Leo cannot be honest, they feel like they are betraying themselves, something they are never willing to allow. Number 13, they prefer the truth, even if it's painful. One of the most remarkable qualities of Leos is their emotional strength. This ability to be sincere is reflected in their capacity to face the truth, even when it is painful. Leos prefer for people to tell them the truth, even if it is difficult to hear, because they know that in the long run, that is what will help them grow. This also applies to their own lives. If a Leo realizes they have made a mistake or taken a wrong turn, they do not run from reality. Instead, they face the consequences with dignity. For Leos, living in a lie is an emotional prison. They would rather live a difficult but real life than exist in a lie that makes them feel empty inside. This attitude is one of the reasons why they are so direct with others. If they do not like something, they say it. If someone is making a bad decision, they do not hesitate to express their opinion. Even though this may be painful in the moment, Leos believe it is the best thing for everyone involved, because the truth will always have a more positive impact than lies in the long run. Number 14, honesty is an act of courage. Being honest is not easy for anyone, and even less so for Leos, who are often at the center of attention. Their bravery is one of the qualities that sets them apart, and this courage extends to the way they face difficulties. Telling the truth, especially when you know not everyone is willing to hear it, requires a great deal of courage. Leos are not afraid to face the consequences of being sincere because they are convinced that what is true is always worth it. Moreover, being honest does not always bring them immediate benefits. Sometimes, the truth can create conflict or even put relationships at risk. However, for a Leo, that possibility is not an obstacle. Instead of hiding behind lies or avoiding confrontation, they prefer to be brave and speak the truth, even if it means being in the eye of the storm. This courage to be genuine is, without a doubt, one of the reasons why Leos are so admired. They do not care about the cost of sincerity because they understand that true strength lies in being honest with oneself and with others. Number 15, honesty is part of their sense of justice. Leos have a strong sense of justice, and for them, being honest is a way to ensure that things are done correctly. This sense of justice is not limited to their personal lives. They also apply it in their social environment. If a Leo witnesses an injustice, they are unlikely to stay silent. In fact, they do not tolerate lies or deceit because they see them as a violation of their sense of what is fair. For Leos, honesty is a tool to balance things and ensure that everyone has the opportunity to be treated fairly. It does not matter whether it is in a relationship or a broader situation, such as at work or within the family. Leos firmly believe that truth is the only thing that can guarantee that everyone receives what they deserve. That is why they are often the first to speak up when they feel something is wrong or when someone is being treated unfairly. For them, justice begins with truth, and there is no way to achieve it without being completely sincere. Now that we have explored several of the reasons why Leos are known for their honesty, it is time to delve even deeper into the subtleties of their nature. We have already discussed how their courage, authenticity, and respect for the truth drive them to be transparent in their relationships. However, Leo's sincerity is expressed in less obvious but equally powerful ways. Here are 5 more reasons why this sign is so honest, but from a different perspective, which continues to reveal the depth of their being. Number 16, honesty as a way to avoid manipulation. Leos have a very sharp radar when it comes to detecting manipulation. Their strong sense of justice not only makes them sincere, but also drives them to protect themselves from those who try to play with their emotions or manipulate them in their decisions. For a Leo, lies or manipulations are absolutely unacceptable, as they not only threaten their integrity, but also endanger their emotional and mental well-being. In this sense, honesty becomes a kind of shield. When a Leo senses that someone is trying to distort reality or play with their feelings, they do not hesitate to confront the situation directly. They prefer to be completely clear with the people around them, even if that means cutting ties or distancing themselves from those who do not share their same commitment to the truth. This attitude, although at times it may be seen as confrontational, is actually a form of self-protection. Leos understand that only through sincerity can they prevent others from manipulating them or leading them down paths they do not want to follow. Number 17, honesty as part of their natural leadership. Leo's leadership is not something imposed or dependent on power. It is born from their ability to be authentic and sincere. A Leo has a unique way of inspiring others, and this ability is deeply connected to their sincerity. Leos do not need to pretend to be something they are not, because their true power lies in their ability to be genuine, which makes them natural leaders. When a Leo takes on a leadership role, they do so with deep honesty, which allows them to establish trusting relationships with those who follow them. They know that for their team, friends, or family to respect them, they must be transparent and clear in their intentions. There is no room for half-truths or empty promises in their world. Leos lead with truth because they understand that true leadership can only emerge from a solid foundation of sincerity. In their eyes, honesty is the cornerstone of any success they wish to achieve, both personally and collectively. Number 18, honesty as a way to protect their emotional energy. One of Leo's most powerful traits is their vibrant and warm energy. They are people who radiate light and enthusiasm, but they are also aware of how fragile this energy can be if they do not take care of themselves properly. For a Leo, honesty is not just about being sincere with others. It is also about protecting their own emotional energy. The people who surround a Leo must be authentic with them, because otherwise, Leos feel drained and disconnected. When a Leo perceives that someone is not being sincere, they tend to distance themselves from that person in order to preserve their well-being. They deeply value their mental and emotional peace, and the only way they can keep it intact is by surrounding themselves with people who share their commitment to honesty. This need to protect themselves from falsehoods and lies also leads them to be honest with themselves, constantly reflecting on their own feelings and desires. Being authentic is not just an act toward others, it is also an act toward their own inner self. Number 19, honesty as an unbreakable principle of their morality. Leos, being so passionate and determined, also have a very clear and strong sense of morality. For them, there are things that are simply non-negotiable, and one of those things is honesty. This is one of the reasons why they are so rigorous with themselves and with others when it comes to telling the truth. Leos do not understand why someone would choose to lie or manipulate reality, as they consider honesty to be a fundamental principle of life. This moral sense is what gives them the strength to be transparent, even in the most complicated situations. No matter how difficult the circumstances, a Leo will remain true to their values, because for them, integrity is the most important thing. This strong moral compass is what makes Leos trustworthy and consistent in the way they interact with the world. For them, being honest is not just an option, it is an ethical obligation that follows their personal code of life. Number 20, honesty as a form of authenticity in their love for Leos. Honesty is also one of the fundamental pillars of their romantic relationships. When they fall in love, they are not looking for someone to play games with or keep secrets. They seek an authentic connection based on truth and transparency. Leos are not afraid to express what they feel, because they understand that only by being true to their emotions can they build a strong and lasting relationship. Honesty for them is the purest form of love. This is why Leos tend to be very direct with their partners. They are not afraid to express what they need, what they desire, and what bothers them. For them, relationships in which one cannot be completely honest are not relationships worth having. They can only be truly committed to someone if both can be completely open and sincere with each other. Honesty, then, is not only a way to protect their own emotional well-being, but also to strengthen their bond with the person they love. After having thoroughly explored the various reasons why Leos are so honest, we can conclude that their relationship with truth is much deeper than it seems at first glance. Leo's honesty is not only reflected in their direct way of speaking or acting, but it is intertwined with their identity, their sense of justice, their need for authenticity, and their view of interpersonal relationships. Each of the reasons we have explored provides another piece of the puzzle that is Leo's character. To begin with, we saw how Leo's sense of justice is a fundamental driver of their honesty. This sign has an innate radar for what is right and what is wrong, and they are not afraid to face the truth, even if it means conflicts or misunderstandings. For Leo, being sincere is not an option. It is a necessity, especially when it comes to protecting their environment and the people they love. They cannot stand injustice or lies, which is why they always prefer to be honest, even if it makes them vulnerable. Throughout this exploration, we also learned that their leadership ability is deeply tied to honesty. Leos do not lead with tricks or hidden strategies. They guide with clarity, with the firmness of someone who knows what they want and what they are willing to give. Their sincerity in relationships, both professional and personal, is what allows them to earn the respect of others. Honesty is not just a personal trait, but a fundamental tool in their leadership style. On the other hand, authenticity is another aspect we cannot overlook. Leos feel completely committed to their inner being, and this commitment to their true essence drives them to always be authentic, without masks. They do not seek to impress, but to genuinely connect with others. Honesty is the path through which Leo feels most alive, because when they are true to themselves, they are also creating authentic relationships. There is no room for falsehood in their life, but there is something even more important: honesty as emotional protection. In their emotional world, Leos are very sensitive, and that is why they protect themselves so much from lies and manipulations. Being sincere not only helps them avoid conflicts, but also keeps them emotionally balanced. Transparency with others gives them the confidence to be at peace, knowing that their energy will not be drained by people who do not respect the truth. Honesty becomes a form of self-defense, a barrier that allows them to be themselves without fear of being used or deceived. Finally, as we mentioned earlier, their strict morality and personal code of ethics compel them to be direct about their feelings and thoughts. Leos cannot live in a lie because they know that by doing so, they would be betraying their own principles. For them, honesty is a way of living in alignment with what they believe, and nothing motivates them more than feeling in tune with their own morality. The most impressive thing about all of this is that Leo's honesty is not something that can be forced or faked. It is a natural expression of their being, something that flows from their heart. No matter how many challenges they face, Leos will always find a way to be sincere, because truth is what gives them power. It is what makes them shine with their own light. And as we reflect on all these characteristics, I invite you to think, have you ever encountered a Leo in your life? Have you felt admiration for their transparency, or perhaps been surprised by their direct nature? If you have related to what we have shared so far, it is time to join our community. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new about Leos and their honesty, don't forget to subscribe to the channel Secret of the Zodiac. Here on our channel, we continue to explore the deepest secrets of each zodiac sign, and we don't want you to miss a single detail. Also, make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it and share your thoughts in the comments. We want to know what you think about Leo's sincerity. Do you know a Leo in your life who is as honest as we've described? Have you experienced situations where a Leo's honesty made a difference? Your participation is super important to us. Comment below, share your experiences, and most of all, don't forget to explore our other videos. We have so much more astrology content here that you will surely love. Each zodiac sign has its own secrets, and at Secret of the Zodiac, we are dedicated to unveiling them. If you want to learn more about Leo, or even about other signs, subscribe, activate notifications, and get ready to continue this zodiac journey with us. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to comment and share this video with your friends so that more people can discover the wonders of Leos and everything this sign has to offer.